Very nice. Alright, have things up and running. Hello, Internet! We are back at it. At the Minecraft stuff. We just got done with Kiva and... Excuse me, Kabuto. Or Kiva, Jano, and Kabuto yesterday. So we're just about on the Phase 2 material. But before we get going, I want to talk about something that came up last night. Might need that. Which was the whole doing the raid stuff for Destiny 2. I might have been a bit harsh in saying no. But I want to clarify why I kind of didn't want to do it, besides just not be in the mood for it, since I was kind of not in the mood for a lot of things last night after Minish Cap decided to fuck us super hard. Essentially, how the raids work in Destiny 2 are exactly how they work in Destiny 1, and I would assume in a lot of MMOs in general, where you have your team of 6 Guardians, and you go through more or less a series of encounters that ultimately lead up to a final boss, and you beat that boss. Here's the catch with Destiny 2's raids. First and foremost, especially from my experiences watching like different raid teams tackle raids day 1, how you do those encounters is not the most intuitive at times. And especially since, like, the raids we would be doing, well, I would say the main raid we would probably be doing is the Leviathan raid. I'm not sure what else we have access to raid-wise. I assume we have access to, I think, all of the Leviathan raid layers, I assume? That's a question that I don't know the answer to, of, like, how much of the raid content we have access to as, like, not as New Light free-to-play players. But, like, the Leviathan raid in itself is the main one. Raid layers are essentially, like, smaller, like, less encounter-focused. Leviathan, I think, has 5 encounters, essentially. It has, like, 5 primary encounters with a lot of navigation and like, platform puzzle solving in between all that. So that's kind of where Leviathan stands. Like I said, it's not the most intuitive, so you do need to learn how to do these encounters. So, how we would be doing it on stream, most likely, is we would be probably using the group finder to hook up to maybe another group of 4, maybe a bunch of new people, like 2 groups of 2. I don't know. It all depends on how the group finder decides to shake out for us on that one. Who would we be in the with? So, we would be either with new people, who also don't know how this raid works, or we would be experienced people that we would need to communicate with and need to talk out with, because there are clearly defined roles for several of the encounters that you need to take on, and you need to execute properly in order to win that encounter. It is very much not just, here's an enemy, shoot him dead, avoid damage when necessary. It is, no, you have to work the mechanic. You have to play the mechanic. There is not really a way of getting around the mechanic. So yeah, that is why I'm hesitant of doing the raids on stream, because we will be dealing with a lot of people who may not be the most patient with us in doing what is more or less the beginner raid content. Anywho, that's my whole thing with it. Like, maybe we get a good group. I would like a good group to do raids. Like, that would be my thing, is that I would want a good group to do raid content with in order to do it, but Since our chances of that are potentially slim, I'd rather just avoid it, avoid the headache and hassle of it. I am honestly surprised I could grab all the Decade content. I didn't think so. Yeah, Decade fit in all in one box. Double not so much. Actually, I need to step away real quick. I actually have to use the bathroom. So, enjoy some Breath of the Wild music real quick. I'll be right back. Oop, wire wrapped around my mic. I'm back, folks. Yeah, I had to use the bathroom real quick. Anyway, another thing about the raid content, just talk about that a little bit more, is, I want to get those now. We'll see. I'll do it. If I need another shulker box, I can just get another one. Another thing is that if we do a raid, that will probably be the entire stream, because raids do take a while to complete. They are a multi-hour commitment. Even doing them perfectly is still about like an hour, if like an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the raid. So of course, me saying all this doesn't like guarantee we won't. I guess it just depends on how things go for us, but I feel like if right now us doing Destiny 2 content, I'd rather just worry about just doing the story stuff, even though I believe the story stuff we have at the moment, we have access to, which is the base campaign, which is denoted as Red War internally, Curse of Osiris, and Warmind, are the weakest stories of the entire Destiny 2 campaign. Like, Destiny's story doesn't really get better until Forsaken. So, yeah. Whoop. That's the VO's armor. I need one more shulker box. Yes. At least like 3 cleared out. And a couple of the big ones out of the way. Alright. Yeah, personally, I would just rather focus on the story content, focus on maybe doing some of the strikes, doing some of the other content that Destiny 2 has for us to do. I did not update that. Well, piss. At least it's only down 1 floor, and not down several. Yeah, that's just my thought at the moment. I was about to say, I'm seeing on Twitter someone being very disappointed by Nickelodeon not really doing anything with the library of Power Rangers content they have, and I say to them, you should not be surprised. Nickelodeon does not like promoting their own material that they don't own. I think it's kind of a known fact at this point that for Nickelodeon, if they don't have the actual rights to a show, they kind of not necessarily bury it, but they don't like to promote it too much. Because like I said, it's not theirs, so they don't want to do anything with it. Anyway, I'll just stop ranting about Destiny. I've said before, like, I have problems with Destiny, and playing New Light doesn't alleviate those, because, I don't know, I just not feeling invested in the world, since they kind of just throw you more into, like, the grind, rather than throw you into the world. Which, for me, as someone who feels more invested in the world and story and characters, it's like that's what can get me into a game more than mechanics at times. I'm just like, hey, Destiny 2 plays good, I just don't care about this world, and it doesn't... Right. We'll probably be doing that first. We are probably going to go ahead and make, like, several floors, so we may not get those suits done tonight, or those floors done tonight, but at least we'll have a bunch prepped. Which is fucking piece of shit. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh my god. Sometimes I swear the tool just, like, decides to just blade through to, like, the next block than the one I'm pointing at. This one might honestly be the most annoying one to try to figure out. Or to try to, like, knock out. Power Rangers website asking, how do you feel about the Boom comics, which... I'm guessing that question has decided to crock up because of... the recent Tiger Ranger graphic novel that came out that wasn't particularly good from the thread I saw of it. It was one of those cases of, there's a nugget of a good idea here, but you do not really try that hard to... yeah, nugget of a good idea that just isn't really well thought out. Also, maybe kind of like, a thing maybe you shouldn't have done to start with. It's like, maybe we didn't need this. Oops. Oop, now. was about to say, anything I gotta fix out here? No? Good. Oops, right. Let me move these over to make it a little easier on myself. Oop. I'm actually curious how that poll's going. Yeah, pretty split between they're okay and I don't read them, and a lot of people love them. I'll be honest, I was reading the Boom comics when the Shattered Grid event happened. I actually bought, like, every issue that was associated with the event. And even went out to a local comic book shop here in town to pick up the free comic book day one. But I have not really stayed with the comic since then. And I think it's mainly because so much of the current run of it, like, even though Beyond the Grid did touch on a team outside of, like, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, it still feels like too Mighty Morphin centric. Like, if there was just... Heck, damn it. That one, please. Thank you. Ah, of course it did. Like, if there's just a series that covers a team that I have a bigger connection to than Mighty Morphin... Oh, for fuck's sakes. I think I'd be more interested, but Mighty Morphin sells, and we are kind of nostalgia locked on Mighty Morphin as a franchise, so Mighty Morphin it is for an eternity. Motherfucking hell, really? Is it in this room? No, it's in... How? Fucking how? Oh, really? Right there. Right in that fucking bullshit corner. Fucking... Fucking hell. And I've gotten word to go to 11:30. $11:30 seems to be the norm for us, to be honest. It's fine. I should probably check that downstairs. No, I didn't think so. Okay, so I will need... do the torches before I per floor. That's fine. Wish I could just crank up the brightness value on these blocks just to be like, it's just... it's brighter now. It covers more area. Fuck off. Okay. Let me just get the rest of the walls knocked out. Yeah, that's just my thoughts on the Boom comics. Like, if it was less MMPR focused and more like, hey, there's these other teams, here's adventures with these other teams, like, I'd probably be more invested. That's why I was invested in Shadow Grid to start with, because it was this big crossover with all these other Ranger teams, and all these other Ranger teams were involved. And like, yeah, Tommy's at the fucking center of it. And I was like, hey, this can spill out into, like, us potentially doing, like, other teams. No, we're still stuck on MMPR. Forever. Like, why I fell off Transformers, because it seems nostalgia locked into just G1 forever. And it's also once more of a case of I don't have nostalgia for for G1 because my introduction to Transformers was technically Beast Wars, so that's perfect. Now that got them. Even if it has to be a bit dirty, I'll just... I'll take what I can get. You know what? Let's just... It'll take me just as long to do the diagonal line tool as it is just to knock these out individually, so... Just gonna do this. Do this. Then we'll do the floor. And today, I was kind of thinking of doing something because I probably will end up streaming. Well, will probably be Pokemon Sword next month. Like 3 houses will definitely be done by that time, so that might be slotting into the Thursday slot. We'll probably do something I'm kind of backlogged on stream-wise on Wednesdays once we're done with Traveler Sinky. Like the other 2 Ace Attorney games, or something else. I'm not sure. But there we go. We'll drop for some. Come on. Come on. Aren't you? Go win. Oh. I was on wall, not floor. That would be why. That's anything I gotta fix? Doesn't look like it. Good. Oops. Come on, go through. Oops. Don't mind me, I'm curious about something. I didn't think that would work. Oh, whoop. Wrong wall. Alright, how many floors? Empty does that give me? That's... That's decade. Double. O's. Let's go through the... Get a few more. Do about 3 more. I've been very upset if that decided to go upside down, like I thought it did. It did not. Good. You know, I'm extremely confused by this Fate Grand Owner manga that has... Or not manga, anime that started. Mainly due to the fact that it's... Apparently... like, it's... Not the last chapter, or not the last... Like... Yeah, well, let's say the last chapter of its story, but it's... Like, the second to last one. They're doing as a series, and then the one before that one, they're doing as a movie. And I'm just confused at why they've decided to, like, skip to these two and then do them out of order across 2 different media. Like, are the others just not that interesting and that you just wanted to skip to the good stuff? Like, I'm confused at how this happened and why it's happening. Because they also did the, kind of the first chapter of it as like a one-off special, like a couple of years ago. It's like, I watched the first episode of it, and I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not super invested in the Fate Grand Order story. Of course. Get rid of you in a second. Because apparently even this much lighting is not enough, and that there are still holes that enemies can spawn in. I wish I could just declare an area and just be like, no enemies spawn here, fuck off. I don't care. Go away. course, thinking of streaming stuff, the Remind DLC, I think it's supposed to come out, like, end of this year? I have to double-check dates on that. But since I streamed every other Kingdom Hearts game, I might as well stream 3. And I just didn't feel like doing it until the Remind DLC came out, so... That's coming out soon, so... I don't know, I just... The problem with me doing Kingdom Hearts 3 is just that I don't... I wouldn't say entirely in love with Kingdom Hearts 3. I just think there's problems in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I feel like it's just one of those cases of like, wow, this is... like, the last thing this needed to be... Or, no, not necessarily that. I don't know. It just didn't feel like a conclusion to a story arc. Instead, it just felt like, here's, like, an ending. But, like, it doesn't have any, like, sort of finality to it. Like, it really should. Oh. And I know I've heard the excuse of, oh, if there wasn't gonna... People think there wasn't gonna be like, any more Kingdom Hearts games after this, but there are, and I'm like, that is beside the point. Like, this was billed as a conclusion. And this doesn't feel like a conclusion. That's the problem. That's what this game was billed as. This is what we were told the game was. And oh look, it's not that. What the hell? That's the problem. If this felt like a conclusion of some variety that didn't cliffhanger us for no fucking good reason, sure, but it doesn't. And that's dumb, in my opinion. And my aim's dying. And we're getting Rider Hirobi next week, is the debut. Yeah, I just don't... I'm not feeling Kingdom Hearts 3, and, like... It also doesn't feel like a lot of the game is dealing with the plot of the game. It feels like the plot of the game doesn't really click in till, like, the last minute. Oh, for fuck... Thanks. Ah, figured. You're behind. That's a problem. I figured I went through the wall. Software engineer. That's not my field. Maybe it can be my field, but not really. So, yay. I forgot to mention this last night, but the double manga has kind of confirmed, I guess, that like, well, specifically Fang Trigger appeared in the manga. And I guess that confirms that like Fang Trigger and Fang Metal are possible now, like in the context of the manga, I guess. And unfortunately, we don't have like translations of it, so it's hard to tell like the full context of this transformation that we have been shown. But it exists. Yeah, software engineer in Chattanooga. Do I need to forward this to you? Because software engineer is not my discipline in engineering. I do not have enough computer background for it. Mine is sure. I have to get in my email real quick, so don't mind me. I gotta cover up the chat real quick. For reference, I use a website called Glassdoor. That's where I get all my alerts for new jobs and stuff, so I just have an alert for engineering in the area. So boop. It's in the staff chat. For reference, Tommy. Yeah, I just have an engineering alert for engineering jobs. ZipRecruiter. Yeah, I cut off Indeed because it was just not giving me anything that wasn't spectacularly new. I'll probably look at ZipRecruiter like next couple days or so. I'll give it a shot. I might as well. Like, I'm going nowhere fast on the whole job department. Indeed, I think all they ever send me that is, it's technically not relevant, but they keep selling me a metallurgist internship for, I forget what it's called, but I think it's Wapaka here, which someone like me should definitely not apply to, because it's I think it's a steel mill. And, like, it would destroy my sinuses working there. And considering how often it comes up, I'm like, oh god, there's a lot of turnover on this one, isn't there? Because it's just every few months. Oh, it's here again. Oh, here's that internship. But apparently, they just keep rolling over people. I applied at one place recently, but I haven't heard back of them in like a week plus, so... Although I do keep getting called about a warranty on my vehicle when I technically don't own a vehicle. Like, the car I drive is not in my name, it's in my dad's name. It's not in my name, so I have no vehicle in my name, technically. And for those wondering why that's the case, I've had this car since high school. Since, like, more than 10 years ago at this point. It is... I've had this car for a very long time. And it is even older now. And it's even older then because it's a 2000, so it's up there in its age. Still runs good. When I actually take it out and drive, since, well, I don't get out that much, since I have no reason to get out that much. I need to start taking trips up to like the downtown area around here, because a lot of Pokemon Go stuff's around the downtown area, and it's easy enough to walk around there and just do Pokemon Go stuff. I found that out the other day, and I'm like, I should just drive up here, like, park in the one place I know I can park in, and just, like, walk around for, like, an hour or so, especially since it's cooling off. Crap, did I... Shoot. I was about to go, too high. Shit, I was... I have to put up torches. Yeah, also for reference on Glassdoor, because you probably can qualify for this better than I can, Tommy, there's a, it falls under engineering, technically, but, it's like an internal IT tech position at some place, I think in Udawal? I forget where. I could probably dig up the listing, although if you go engineering and go for, like, the last few days, it's probably still up. But, it's like an internal IT position. Or, well, it's listed as IT, but from its description, it's more or less an internal tech support position, to where you just, like, make sure, like, everyone's computers and shit is running. Like, you probably will qualify for that better than I can, because my degree doesn't cover that. Since my degree is less computers and more... more like electrical work and mechanical work. Like, my job is to build a thing, not necessarily fix a thing. Although I could probably fix a thing if I get the right training. I get everything? Yep, we're good. Okay. Put it in the floor. Boink. I kind of wish, even though it would be probably extremely difficult to program, maybe, if there was a way to do, like, a take this room, copy it, and stack it on top of each other, like, 14 times. Like, I have this one structure in mind. Can I just, like, copy and paste it, like, 12 million times when necessary? Can I just bust out my stairwell structure and just say, put here, run? And it just places it there every time, just to save myself a bit of construction. Of course. Oops. That is not how that's supposed to usually go, but oh well. Shit. Damn it. I was on line, not wall. Nah. Oh yeah, Ryusou Remaining Plaza 05's out. You know, I've honestly kind of forgot that it came out. But also, since like all I'd be getting out of it is the Raptors and Pachigo, I think I'm gonna wait until 06 come out with Pterodon and like order them both at the same time. Just save on shipping a little bit since. Oh, thought I had earlier, but I didn't finish it. Was a thought I had for streaming stuff since I'm doing Pokemon Sword. I was thinking of a way to develop. It wouldn't technically be an overlay. It would just be a thing like right now where you see the iTunes stuff. For when I'm streaming Pokemon Sword, I could add in who's on my main team at the moment. Sort of like if you go way back on the YouTube when we were trying to do the Trinity Nuzlocke or the Nuzlocke material, how I had the overlay there that would pop in with whoever was on our team. Like that. But I don't. There's not really a good way to do it outside of having like a series of Pokeball images that you would turn on, like whatever character art or whatever sprite for that character, and that's a lot in an OBS window. Which is why I was thinking of, I guess, a program that I could run in the background. And I could just like have a drop-down box that just says, alright, slot 1 is this Pokemon, slot 2 is this Pokemon, etc, etc. If I could figure out how to program that, like, I could do that and, like, potentially have it done, like, before next month. Potentially, mind you. Depends on how cooperative it is. But it'd be something neat and nice to have. Oops. One too many. Of course, it's not like I don't have a bit of programming background, but I don't know if my programming experience will help me figure this one out. I feel like I would need a starter code. And then, like, kind of work it into what I want out of it. Just to kind of save myself a hassle of trying to figure out some of this stuff on my own. Because, oh boy, learning to try to code on your own is fun! It's so fun to have to try to figure out what the fuck all you need for X, Y, or Z thing in programming on your own. Don't I love that? Aren't I supremely sick of that after having to do that so much in college for one fucking program? After being literally told the basics and nothing more. Yeah, I'm a bit salty about that. To be honest, so... Oops, oop. You know what, I think I'll stop there for a little bit. Especially since we're close to 7:30. I will show off, since I can, since I always talk about Soto. I might as well show off the blog, because I can. Let me pull up the blog real quick, and I'll throw it on the usual solo screen. Kinda waiting for it to load real quick. Actually, let me edit this real quick and kind of take out the top stuff. What? There we go. Center that. Yeah, here's the Soto block for this week. We got Punching Kong revealed, which looks really good. I believe the gauntlets more or less kind of tab onto the arms. You can even do... Like, you can still have the Shot Riser held by Vulcan in this form, and you can have the gauntlets shoot off if you want. There's the box distribution. The first box is this box, with just the base body in one of the hands, and then the other box is all the armor pieces. And like a blank leg, which I was curious if they would use this body for the Vulcan Valkyrie form changes, or whether they do a different body. And they also showed off Grease Perfect Kingdom in-hand images. We've got a promo teaser before, showing all that off. Looking pretty good, and this is coming in AI02, which, for reference, in the main Soto lines, usually they would have, as they showed off up here with the logo.
Hello, by the way.
Hello.
I put a thing in our chat, that way you can kind of keep track of what channel I'm trying to work on too. Make that a little easier.
Okay. 1 second. Apparently, I need permission.
Oh. Apparently I didn't set that up. Oh, yeah. Only with me, I forgot about that.
You forgot to crack it open?
Alright, try it again.
Alright. I'll have that up in the background. I was showing off the Soto block because all I've been doing for this stream is working on floors and just making floors. No, not putting armors in, just making floors.
Floors.
I think I've made like 5 floors. Yeah, for Soto, sometimes, depending on like the timing of like V-Cinema and movie-related releases, they'll do the proper, in this case AI02, featuring Soto build, since this one will give us Perfect Kingdom. And apparently, Perfect Kingdom is in the retail wave because there was enough demand for Perfect Kingdom, so it's in retail. Which kind of leaves Metal Build and Phantom Build, off in the nebulous, I don't know what's gonna happen to these two figures. Granted, we still have, I think with Gates Majesty, 6 Geo figures Soto has to go through at some point. And they also give you 2 sets of dog tags, depending on how you want the dog tags held. Whether you want them underhand or where's the other one? I think there's one underhand, one kind of overhand. Yeah, that's an AI02 with Flaming Tiger and Punching Kong. And then they showed the teasers for Combo Change 2. So, Tajador with a very flat-looking Taja spinner. I wish there was a bit more detail on the Taja spinner. I know the Taja spinner is, clear. But I kind of wish this wasn't this. I wish there was a better sticker there. And then Shishota, which... the whips are PVC, so they got a bit of pliability to them.
That's kind of neat.
And then Putotera, which apparently broke their budget on a per figure basis, so oops. They also note that the Tajador does have a, like, you can't see the back, but there is a port in the back, so you'll probably have a Taja wings coming in probably the 4th box of this set. Or a 4th-ish box. It's the same way that how the Figure Arts Tajador is set up, I assume, where there's a port on the Figure Arts Tajador as well that's covered up by a cap. And normally all the other O's figures, that's sealed, that's like there's no hole there, but for Tajador, oh, you just pop that off and you can pop in the Tajador wings. Or the Peacock wings. Putotera looks good. And then the usual advertisements of, hey, here's a premium set with Eternal and Gold Extreme. Here's a giveaway for AI01 on Twitter, if you're in Japan. Here's some bonus goof images of, hey, Vault, how you doing? Because all of these forms are in the final fight of the V Cinema Grease movie. Yes, even Prime Rogue, so it's technically canon. What?
Just that statement.
Yeah. And then some kind of Gashapon, not necessarily Gashapon, but like, here's some Progrise keys. I think these are, yeah, they're the SG ones. I forget which classification that one is. Also a little, like, mini 01 driver. The lineup for AI01. And then 02, and that's kind of it. There was a Shoto one as well that just showed off the Agito stuff and teased a figure that has not been in 3 dimensions before. Whatever that means. But next week on the blog, they're picking up with the Another Rider. Assume another 2 looks. And also, hey, we'll finally show off Valkyrie. As I guess the last figure of 02. I guess if you're ready.
Yep.
Alright. I will take the stream down. And we will be right back with some Fortnite. See you in a bit, folks.